Good evening, and my name is Neil Roger, and this is my P8747 video response to Sheldon Whitterburn. His topic is, should the government be allowed to regulate information on the internet? I must say I'm intrigued by your topic. I like it very much. It's very meaty and it has a lot of weight to it. And I believe there's a lot of stuff that could be learned from your topic. I realize based on your top proposal that you didn't go into depth as to your main focus on your paper. I'm very concerned as to what will be your ideal focus on your paper, because you didn't mention that on your top proposal. You just basically touched upon the constitutional rights and the freedom, which is the Second Amendment, the First Amendment, sorry, but you didn't go into depth as to what you're really going to be discussing in your topic. Now, I have a little few pointers I could tell you that you may want to touch upon in your topic. I did a little research, and the Federal Communications Commission, which is the FCC, they recently passed a law back in February of this year, which enables the government to micromanage the internet. You may also want to talk about the FCC and their newly passed law and how are they going to do that. So you may want to touch upon that. Also talk about the opinion of the public as relates to the issue. Like, are they for this policy or are they against this policy? Is it ethical? Is it moral? Is it legal? All these are very important issues that you may want to talk about in your research paper. Not to mention, you may also want to talk about, would this regulation infringe upon our Fourth Amendment and violating our privacy rights? Now, with the FCC passing this new law, which enables the government to regulate the internet, which means they will have access to the internet more so. So by doing that, it will allow them to basically give them access to our private lives, which may infringe upon our Fourth Amendment protection. So you may also want to talk about that as well, in addition to the Second Amendment right that you spoke about. Also that I want to talk about is the citizen civil rights and civil liberties as it relates to the regulation of the internet. Talk about the pros and cons of the issue, and talk about the persons, interest groups, and stakeholders that are for or against the government regulation. Last thing I may want to talk about is talk about who may be affected by this the most, its impact on the society as well as the citizen. Also, which is also important, you may want to say government regulation on the internet, is it for the public, is it for the government interest, or is it really for the people interest? Think about it. You may also want to talk about that. Talk about the regulation, the government regulation towards the internet. Is it really for the public purpose and the public interest, or is it really for the government interest themselves? So basically, these are the things that I thought about that you could probably want to mention in your research paper, which I think could probably add weight to your paper. You don't have to speak about all of them, but I think at least you should mention quite a few of the issues that I brought up. I'm looking forward to reading your research paper at the end, and I believe that you will have a very successful paper because it's a very interesting and meaty topic. Thank you.